Danganronpa.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. And it's time, jeez Louise, and it's time that we started the third class trial. To figure out who killed Ibuki and Hiyako. Not that I really give a shit about Hiyako, but we should probably find out who killed Ibuki. And soon enough. Hi, Monokuma. Do you guys want to go to the class trial?
Wait!
Hey, jerk, hold it right there.
Monomi's such a dumb
Don't get in my way. You're
child.
just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey, hey!
What did you do with Nekamaru? You've come to avenge him.
That's...
Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like, you say. Oops.
Anyway...
Since Nekamaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye!
Now then, I gotta go first. But,
I won't let you.
Hey, hey!
she already said.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekamaru's dead. He's just trying to piss us off. Yeah, no shit he is. There's no way, not in a million years.
Well,
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. Everyone of us except Nekamaru will die. Why are you so excited about that?
how about it?
Maybe I was just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you yearn
What are
for?
you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
Then let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get over the. I can't speak. I don't know why I can't speak. I'm actually really tired. I spent all of last night finishing up my first play run of Until Dawn. Holy shit, is that a great game. Game I would love to LP, but I'd want someone else to like take the reins for me since I already beat it and such. I want someone else to do it, but I digress. I'm gonna check it. Excuse me. Not gonna discuss it. So yeah. Besides, it's more important that we go down. It's more important that we climb up this, or climb escalators, elevator. Which I still find that odd that an escalator turns into an elevator. Is that a word? I just stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other. The elevator descended deeper and deeper. And deeper. And deeper. Deeper still. So deep. We're getting in so deep. We're deep, girl. Yeah, I'm deep. Oh, yeah, I'm deep. Okay, that sounds dirty. That sounds dirty. 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 Oh, hey.
What?
My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Toothless. What a great dragon. Mars not here either. If you don't know who Toothless is, then yeah. If he's alive, you should invite him.
No,
Why
no!
bother?
That's...
What?
Well now.
Let's begin.
Yoo-hoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. So sad about that. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. Hells yeah, she was. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Okay. Yako Sonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Well, what can I really say about her? She was a bitch. And a foul mouth. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about her. Nope. Ignore the words on the bottom of the screen. Ignore them. Ignore them. Well, what can I say about her? She was a bitch. She had her nice moments, but all in all, she was a bitch. No one on there has died yet. At least one person in this frame has died in every single chapter, which is so weird. And then this one will be able to escape from this hell. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. So the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. The life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. Nope. Now I realized this when I was right when I saved from the previous part that I didn't buy any skills. But there's actually no skills that I want to buy. I mean, there was one, but I didn't have enough of the hope fragments quite yet. So I will get enough of them, obviously, in the next chapter, but we'll just have to see. Alright, finish preparations. Start, all rise!
Now then,
Let's begin with
a
something that we
simple
hear at the
explanation
beginning of
the
every class trial.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is.
I think the X
and
for
vote for who done it.
Pekoyama is
If
actually
you vote
pretty
correctly,
different
then
too.
only the blackened will receive punishment.
Or maybe
If you
Teru
pick
Teru
the
only has a
wrong
different
person,
X.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened.
Well,
and
are we
that
ever going to
person
see
will
Peko
earn the
Pekos?
right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation?
Yeah, who cares
Let's
about
get on with
then
it
why do you
already.
keep saying it?
I don't mind
Oh, well.
starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
no, that's yeah.
You know, because I
Well,
was asleep the whole
stuff
time.
happened.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
Oh,
But
nope,
Nagito's
Peko's is
not
the same
alone.
as everyone
I
else's.
don't
I
really
thought
get it either.
that'd be different.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Uh,
Empty head? What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
how do we get
Anyway.
here?
We shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the argument.
True.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence
Okay,
of events?
Hajime explains everything.
Then,
Maybe
let's start with
maybe
when
that's
we
why I
split into
should
the hospital team
title this
and
episode,
motel
but I'm
team
not.
because of the
Obviously,
discrepancies.
you already knew
The
that I
hospital team
didn't
consisted of
title it
Nagito,
that.
Ibuki, and Akane.
Kind of wish
who were
I did
infected,
though.
and Mikan,
Actually, I could.
Fuyuhiko,
I
and
mean, I
me.
still can.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened.
The day the incident happened.
Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that
Oh,
Nagito
stuff.
had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery,
Excuse me.
I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night,
Mhm.
while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was
Yes, we saw
a
this.
video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their
Excuse
head,
me.
climbing a stepladder.
Oh,
Amazing!
I'm not gonna
That's
sneeze.
such a
Thought I was
heart-pounding
gonna sneeze.
story.
Not sneeze.
And then what did you do, Hajime? I tried to stop them, of course.
Try to stop him.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too late. By the time I arrived, The person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away.
Right.
So I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Yeah.
At
It
least,
made
that's
sense.
what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
True, we did.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
Yeah. Kind of figured that.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways
What the
to see
fuck?
if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Yeah, please don't.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
Ow.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the
Oh my
four
God,
of us
let's put it on
broke
my
down the
phone.
door.
I had no idea when that happened. What the fuck?
And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's
weird.
body. We also found Hyoko's.
Sorry about that.
And not just that. Her body was taped to a
Yes,
pillar.
it was.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp
did.
bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Cool, thanks. Now that
Well,
we're
it's
on the
clear
same
what the
page.
problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
And here's the rub.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now.
How
The
so?
story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
How so?
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
I could be,
Lie?
but I'm
Why would
not.
I lie? Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
What
You doubt me?
is that?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Yeah. As you said, Naga's the kind of guy who just confuses us and make matters worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Yeah, well, we also have the thing that proves that we're not the killer. Considering that this is apparently a imitation of the movie that we didn't see
Hajime's
until
testimony is
after.
clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
No.
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
Hold on there.
No, that's wrong.
Nagito, you even saw me. You'd know that I went to the movie. Whatever.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Yes.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His
I don't
invitation
know why my
ticket is
thumb
proof of
got
that.
cut. I don't know what I did.
Each
I mean,
person
it's not that
only
big of a
received
deal.
one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Yeah.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie?
Nope.
Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Yeah, but I guess it's
Nagito, what are you doing?
good to clear it all up.
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Okay.
It also provides a good warm-up.
Good warm-up.
This isn't a game, you know.
This isn't a game.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
You're so confusing, Nagito.
Well, I knew it would turn out
I
like
love how
this
Chiaki
anyway.
just straight up
Now
says,
then,
what a waste of time.
Since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the argument.
Please, let us.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
True.
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said
Nah,
before,
not really.
it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is.
Yes.
The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's
Right.
ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10
No
minutes.
more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
No, not really.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
Yeah.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis.
Yes.
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together.
Yep.
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
And well, of course, Akane
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the
dead.
hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Yeah, the person that hasn't shown up at all.
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you? Please stop making bad jokes.
Oh,
Anyway,
I thought.
if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
True.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
Well, it's true. I think so, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Depending on where this bullet lands, depends on if we have to redo this thing or not. We're gonna have to redo it, because no way I can.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep
I
us from
fucked
getting
up.
in.
Yeah.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on
God
the floor
damn
in
it.
front of
This
the
is
door.
where I wish I was playing with my Via so I could
Are
just
you
tap.
talking about the broken drumstick?
God damn
You
it.
can use that as a bolt to lock
I'm
the
pretty sure
door.
there's also a skill that.
By doing that, the
doesn't
killer who was
penalize
hiding
you.
inside waited till we gathered together
For shooting
and suddenly appeared.
all the,
So they looked like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay. Let's make this right. Okay.
The killer was still inside the music
God
venue.
damn it.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried
What the
to keep
fuck?
us from getting in.
It seems they were trying.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had
The lock was on the floor, and
Are you talking about the broken door?
you can use that as a bolt. By doing that, the killer waited till we gathered and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Yep. Okay, let's try this
The
once
killer was
more.
still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside.
Oh.
No, that's wrong.
God, that's terrible. I'm so much better with the Vita because I think tapping the back screen doesn't penalize you.
There's also a possibility that the door was
Like,
locked
I
from the
don't know.
outside.
I can't remember. I've never done that
From
bad
the
before.
How?
Unless there is a skill
Glob stuck to the venue door.
where you don't get
That's what they
penalized
used.
for it, but I'm gonna have to see.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Maybe. But not rubber. How about glue?
I see.
How about glue?
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop
She
ink
actually
the moment I put
chewed
it
it,
in my
and she's
mouth.
making the face that she made when she chewed
Based
it.
on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Some type
I
of-
didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched.
Uh-huh.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
Yep.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
True.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Yeah, I guess.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
True.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Yeah.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Most likely.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me.
Well, that doesn't matter. I
However,
mean,
you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame.
whoa,
That's
why are
it's
you?
better to just have no sides at all.
So,
Okay.
during the 10 minutes
That was like
Hajime
one of the-
left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Right.
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away
It may
from
seem
the
obvious who the killer is, but shh.
venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
I mean, I kind of knew who the killer was too
But when Hajime got to the
when
venue,
I
only
first played the
Ibuki's body
game.
was
It's like,
there,
I
right?
don't know.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right?
Right.
But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Oh, say what?
Just revealed?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too.
Yeah.
Here, I have proof.
Yup.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
It is.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Guess how we're gonna find out. We're gonna use my favorite. It's actually not that bad, but I mean, the improved Hangman's Gambit's a pain in the ass. In all actuality, I love the first one so much better. Because actually, in the first one, you actually got. You actually didn't have to have a pair, so you could have just. Son of a bitch. God damn it. damn it, I was actually gonna use that. Boom! That one was a little more trickier than, well, not as tricky, but as quick it was more quick than the other ones.
That's scrap.
I really hope
Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
if they make Danganronpa 3, they are most likely gonna have a Hangman's Gambit type game. Please don't make it like that. Just make us continually shoot the words or something. Not
There was
that
also a tear
difficult.
along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
So yeah, it was the wallpaper.
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, the tear in the wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
See? It fits perfectly.
How did we know? Did they bring that wallpaper
I see.
here?
So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Uh-huh.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearance?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
But you know the answer!
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
I mean, technically Gundam's hamsters or one of his 4 Dark Devas of Destruction's found it. Anyway, it's connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body. If I trace back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give it a try. Oh, another thing is, I'm pretty sure I think all I think I have all the, like, there should be no new mechanics for it. If there is, there might only be, like, one more thing that I'm missing, which I have no idea what it would be. Even, I can't even think. Alright, let's go this. Alright. It was hidden. Dude, yeah. Guts, dude, you got some guts, dude, you got some guts. I don't know why I've got that stuck in my head, guts. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello. I mean, I could have just jumped that, but... The wallpaper. Yeah, sometimes you might, like, have to slow down to, like, read the questions. And then decide which... I mean, you don't really have to decide. I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious. Well, never mind. Going overdrive. They covered the pillar. Hey. Now it's smooth sailing from here because we just reached the end. Because we started at the end.
it's all coming together.
It's all coming together now.
I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found
Yep.
it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No,
True.
the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
Wait.
They hid the pillar?
Yeah.
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
Just slightly. Just slightly.
So when
Yeah,
I
that makes
first
sense.
discovered Ibuki's body,
Now that I look at it.
Hyoko's body was already there.
Mm-hmm.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar,
Yeah, there
I
we
didn't
go.
realize that at the time.
Yep.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Mm-hmm.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yep.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang
Oh,
the
pillar. I thought you
wallpaper
said
totally
killer. I'm like,
fits.
wait, what?
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that killer.
Yep.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music video.
Right.
But the killer made a mistake. they accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper.
Oh,
And because of that,
good thing they did. Otherwise,
scrap
who
was left
knows
on the baton lighting.
where we would be going
Killer
with
must
this.
have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
Right.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The
Uh-huh.
crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone.
Right.
They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, not really.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Don't know.
And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
Alright.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. What is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monument.
Alright, Peanut Gallery.
2.5D?
Shoo shoo.
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Balls.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it.
Alright,
There
let's
are so
just
many
move along.
celebrities. It
Move
must have
along.
been intentional.
That was a weird
Ibuki's death
twain.
by hanging
My voice.
matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
Nothing wrong with the twain
Not
in
just
your
that.
voice.
But Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
Uh-huh.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
True.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
Nope, not at all. Because they wanted to mix up the killing order.
See. The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Most likely.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The blood.
If you're going to cry and beg like
Alright,
that,
Gundam, you're
then I
acting
guess
a little
I'll hear about
suspicious.
the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
No, not even.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Alright.
What a jerk!
Okay, Gundam.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Right.
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died
Oh,
because she hurt
Chiagi's the
herself, right?
best.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Right.
How right. Your words are so right as the sylph's feather.
Can't. Okay.
Your opponent is out of your
I'm actually a
league.
little embarrassed.
It is too absurd
but I love
to try
Gundam.
to
Gundam's a
perplex
cool
me
guy.
so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Yeah, she is.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible
She's
if her
just,
feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Okay.
Talk.
We're just gonna talk in circles. I agree.
When Hiyoko died,
Uh-huh.
Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
Oh.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Damn it.
Even any
Damn
footprints
it.
at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor.
But she was like sitting or something. So instead,
There'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Alright, let's try that again. I am not doing so well in this class trial, which in all actuality, this is actually one of the fastest ones
telling you
ever.
to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor,
Okay.
was there any sign she stepped on something?
There we go, even though I lost
agree with
30 seconds because I hit it twice. Right there. Shit!
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was
God
blood.
damn it.
There were faint blood stains on the soles of her sneakers.
Okay, okay. Let's just shake it off. Shake it off.
That is not
Shake it off.
Ibuki's
Because the
blood,
player's
right?
gonna play.
She suffered no external injuries.
And the player say.
Then it's
say.
Hyoko's blood.
I'm just gonna shake it off.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
Yep.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
Huh?
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hyoko was killed.
Right.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Time for a rebuttal showdown with Mr. Gundam
Is
Tanaka.
that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Yeah, it does it.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Okay.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Right.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound.
Yeah,
It seems
frightened is the word.
realized our difference in status. However, the
Yeah.
time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Right. You got it, sir. All right.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step
Whoopsie.
on blood that
Hold
was never
on.
there. Just about 1 minute. See a nice nightmare.
All right.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Correction.
Allow me to cut through
Yeah,
those
that's also the fastest rebuttal showdown I think there's ever gonna be.
That's not it. The reason there was
And
no
I had the
blood on
wrong
the floor
sword
is
too.
because
That's
the
why it
killer
took me
wiped it
so
away after.
long. Oh well.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I do.
You look close.
Yo.
There's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
when the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but
Yeah.
Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
No.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Correct.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Stop the bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had
Sorry.
to go that far. Aside from Miko, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Right.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
Yeah.
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right?
Right. Gundam.
Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Right.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Yeah.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Yes, let us please resume the
Wait a
debate.
second. There's something
Why
I
can't
want to
I say
run by
debate?
Monokuma first.
Wow, I am
Again?
losing it.
Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, please explain.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
Deep.
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Deep.
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That
That's
could be
totally
true.
impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
But she had the
She
gullible
was afflicted by the
disease.
despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
That's also true.
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
True.
Then she was alive.
Okay.
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
You
If she waited until
can't.
Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime
Is
scene.
he still under the despair's disease?
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked
No,
that.
not really.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
Yeah.
Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
True.
I see. So
You're
that
are you
means
still?
there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck is going on with you,
Ah,
Nagito?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
Go ahead.
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
All right.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
Right.
Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was. So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Okay.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know?
No.
There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
No way it would have something sweet and convenient like that.
The video Hajime saw was actually live?
Yes.
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body of the music video a little after Monokuma's announcement.
No, then the
So
the announcement
Ibuki
played
hanged
before
herself
you
right before
after you left the
Monokuma's
hospital. Oh well.
And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Right. What?
We just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time? Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Got it. What? What? What the fuck? Alright. Here we go. Clock. Clock.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Well.
Right before the morning announcement,
Alright.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
My own cottage.
Not an alibi.
Neither sleeping in the...
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Hold it.
No, that's wrong.
Hold it. Hold everything.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Yeah.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Just a little bit.
We even woke up together that morning.
Don't... Oh, God.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Don't mention it.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Oh,
Too
no.
much info.
Oh, Chiaki's
It's
pissed.
not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
Yeah, probably.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
True.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
Right.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their
Yeah.
alibi in the
Hold
process. Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
There might have been a
I feel
reason.
really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Great. Killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Is that a trap set by one of us? If so, then who's... and what kind of trap is it? Suspended. Like I said, this class actually... I think all the class trials are going to be pretty short compared to the first two. Obviously, besides the last one. They're going to be somewhat fairly shorter. Like, I'm not even at an hour yet, so... Hey, I'm glad. Here's some chance time. What's that? Monomi's appeal time starts now. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. I can't believe they actually said that. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. How about 30,000 words or so? I'll just be a boring appeal. If your appeal is successful, there might be a merchandise opportunity heading your way. What? Then, I'm Usami, magical mirror girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
I agree. I have no clue whatsoever. Don't worry, Monokuma, you're not the only one. I'm fairly disappointed myself. That disappointment will probably continue on in the next part of Let's Play Danganronpa 2. Goodbye, Despair. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in a little bit.